everybody, that short clip that you just watched was part of a slideshow that I created using iMovie. My name is Kirk, and today I'm going to show you how to make your own slideshow. In order to make your own slideshow, all you need are just three things. All you need are some pictures, an Apple computer, and iMovie, which is free to download. How awesome is that, right? Feel free to follow along or sit back and relax while I show you how to make your own slideshow using iMovie. Let's get started. So now that we have iMovie open, we can create our new project. So I'm going to click on Create New, and I'm just going to click on Movie. Alright, so now that we have our project open, we can go to our first step, and that is to add our pictures to our media library. So our media library is going to be over here, and you can add pictures to your media library by either clicking Import Media or going up to File and going to Import Media, or you can just use the keyboard shortcut Command I. Now we just gotta find the pictures that I want to use for my slideshow. And if you click on each image, it shows you a little preview at the top right up here. So I'm just gonna select the first 10 images that I have here, and then you can click on Import Selected, and we have all of our images in our media library. So now the next step we want to do is we want to take all these images and move them to our timeline down here. Now we can just click here and drag it down to our timeline like so, and that's perfect. But let's say you have a lot of images here. I only have 10, but let's say you have a number of images in your media library window. You can easily move them to your timeline. A faster way to do that is to use your keyboard and press Command A, and that selects all of your images in your media library. And then you can just click and then drag it to your timeline. Now I already have this image right here selected, so I'm just going to unselect this image right here. And then I'm just going to click and drag all of my images down to my timeline. So now I want to add some transitions. If I click right here and press the space bar on my keyboard, it goes from one image to the next, and I want it to have a smoother transition. So to do that, I can come up here to transitions, and if I click on transitions, I have a nice little list of transitions down here. I think cross blur looks pretty good. So I'm going to click on cross blur, and I'm going to drag it down to my timeline in between my image. So it's going to go right here. So it has a nice transition from one image to the next. So I'm just going to click back up here, my transition that I want. I'm going to click and drag it down, and I'm going to place it right here. And we're going to come right here and press the space bar on our keyboard to play the clip. And as you can see, we have a nice transition from one clip to the next. I think that looks really good. But instead of me having to come up here and drag it down for every single image, that will take a really long time, especially if you have a lot of images. So a nice little shortcut. So I'm gonna hit Command A, and then now that I have all my clips selected, we're gonna come right up here to transitions. You choose the transition that you want, and just double click, and perfect. And now we have our transitions on every clip in our timeline. So now you can see, I'm just going to hit play, and you're going to see we have a nice smooth transition from one image to the next. Alright, so now that we have our slideshow pretty much set up, we have our transitions and we have our pictures, and everything seems to look pretty good. Now I want to wrap up the slideshow by adding a beginning title slide and a ending title slide, and we do that by going up to titles right up here, and similar to how we added the transitions, it's pretty much the same. As you hover your mouse over each title slide, you'll see what it looks like. And then it's just a matter of picking which one you like. And I tend to like the prism title slide, so we add it by clicking on it and dragging it. Now this is the title, this is the beginning title slide, so I'm going to just click and drag it at the beginning of my slideshow. So it's going to come right over here. And from here you can title the slideshow whatever you like. I'm just going to title it, keep it simple, I'm just going to title it my slideshow. Perfect. And up here you have, your options to how you want to place your title. You can change the font if you want to. You can change the positioning. You can change the font size. All that good stuff is all up here. But I like it the way it looks, so I'm just going to keep it the way it is. I'm going to hit the blue check mark. And this is what it looks like. And I like that. It looks pretty good. And then it goes into our slideshow with the transitions. And now I'm going to add an ending title slide. So I'm just going to do the same thing I did before. Come up here and choose the prism slideshow. And then we're just going to drag it to the end of our slideshow. And then I'm just going to title this, I don't know, I'm going to title it The End because it's the end of our slideshow. And I'm just going to hit the blue check mark. And now we have our ending title slide. So now we pretty much have our slideshow finished. And now we can export it. And we do that by moving our mouse up to share. And we click on share, and they give us a few options here. You can email the video to yourself. You can upload it straight directly to YouTube if you want to, or you can upload it to Facebook. But I want to keep the video on my computer, so I'm just going to click on File. And right now it's titled My Movie 7, but I'm just going to change the title to that. I'm just going to change it to My Slideshow Movie. Hit next, and I'm going to save it to my desktop, and I'm going to hit save. And it's exporting, and now we can watch it. And the exporting time varies depending on how long your video might be. So depending on how many effects you might have in your video and how many pictures you might have in your slideshow, the exporting time might be a little different. Alright, and now that our movie is exported and it's on our computer, we can watch it back to see how it looks in full screen. And there's our title slide that we added, and there's our transition from each picture to picture, and I think it looks pretty good. And that's how you pretty much go about creating a slideshow in iMovie. Feel free to create some for your friends, or maybe you have a birthday coming up for a friend and you can make them a slideshow with their pictures. There's a lot of things you can do in iMovie. Thank you all for watching the video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and take care.